This video introduces our new daily language program collection, set number 2. These will take us through 30 different sets of videos, and they are numbered 1 through 30, or if your particular class is continuing numbering them right along with the rest of the videos, then they'll start with number 37. But as I go through here, I'm going to be using the new numbering quite often, and so we'll usually do about 4 videos per recording for 4 DLPs rather per recording per video. So today we're going to do 1 through 4, which is really 37 through 40 if you're continuing to number consecutively. Okay, so let's get to them and see what we have today. Deeply concerned about humanity, Jonathan Swift ridiculed ideas and habits which he considered bad. He didn't ridicule every idea and habit, so we need, instead of a which would have required a comma which, we need no comma in the word that. He ridiculed ideas and habits that he considered bad. Now, bad is not exactly precise enough. Might be detrimental to society, harmful to people, something a little more precise rather than just the generic word bad. In Gulliver's Travels, Swift created a masterpiece. That really tells me everything I need to know. The other information following is interesting, but it's not essential. So I would put comma which. Can be read as a children's fantasy, or, but is the wrong conjunction there, or a sophisticated satire of English life and politics. And again, the word to doesn't do anything. Okay? Gulliver's Travels describe, it's one book, so it describes. Gulliver's Travels describes 4 voyages that Gulliver, a ship's doctor, makes to some far-out places. Well, that's a bit dated as an expression. Back in the late 60s and early 70s, everything was far out, right? Let's say imaginative, creative, fantastical would work. Far out, I think you'd do a little bit better than that. Landing in Lilliput, comma, where everyone is 1/12 the size, comma, he finds absurd political and religious controversies that mimic those of England. All right, and then our next batch. Gulliver's Travels next to Brobdingnag, where people are 12 times his size. You can leave 12 like that or write it out. These giants feel bad. We don't say feel badly unless something's wrong with our fingers. And the emphasis is on the feeling. But if you're sick or you don't like a situation, you simply say, I feel bad. Okay? When they hear, again, wrong homophone, H-E-A-R, hear about life in England. In Science and Nature, the Brobdingnagians contrast sharply with the small-mindedness of petty and self-serving Europeans. Self as a prefix in most dictionaries is still hyphenated, so self-serving. Our prefixes go through stages. They're hyphenated for a while, and then later on they're written together with the word, and maybe one day that one will be. Gulliver voyages further to lands. Well, he's going distant, so farther to lands, whose inhabitants, again, wrong homophone, W-H-O-S-E, inhabitants display types of foolishness that Swift condemned. To satirize the impracticality of some scientists, comma, after that long infinitive phrase, he describes an academy where scholars spend all their time getting sunbeams from cucumbers. The next set. When Sir Isaac Newton's laws of motion and theory of gravitation were published in 1687, it had a profound effect on intellectual life. Sir, as a knighthood title, is capitalized. Well, you said laws, right, of motion and theory of gravitation, so you have 2 things. So they had, you can say they had a profound effect, or they had profound effects, if you think that sounds better. With thrilling suddenness, okay, when we add NESS on a word to make it a noun, we do not change the spelling of the original word. So it'd be S-U-D-D-E-N for sudden, and then you add N-E-S-S, so 2 N's. A new age, the Enlightenment, commas around the Enlightenment, was dawning in Europe, and science and reason, they were its major themes. There's no reason to repeat the pronoun after you've just said the noun, so science and reason were its major themes. Discoveries in astronomy, physics, and chemistry led to one conclusion, colon, now we have that introduced, humanity would soon perfect their knowledge of the world. Well, humanity may be 7 billion people, but it's a singular word. so humanity would soon perfect its knowledge of the world. And then here is our fourth set for today. Economics were, no, it's one subject, so economics was another field that Enlightenment thinkers, capitalize Enlightenment, thought should be as rational as pure science. Evidence of the laws that controlled all human activities, what they looked for. They looked for evidence of the laws that controlled all human activity. Inventors and investors were encouraged by growing confidence in human abilities. They designed, and that should be built, new technologies. How about designing and building new technologies, comma, inventors and investors were encouraged by growing confidence in human abilities. Put to work in this way, comma, the ideas of the Enlightenment gave rise to the capitalized Industrial Revolution in England. So that's our first set from our second collection.